Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be using Python and machine learning to predict some of the stock prices in the future, going about 1 year. So we have Tesla running here, and it shows that the price of Tesla in the year 2022 is about going to be a little over $1,000. And let's see if we maximize this so we can have a better look. Even though the current price is about more than 800, it still shows something between 600 to $700, but it does show that upward trend going up. Similarly, you can then choose the stocks that you are interested in. At the same time, it does give out some forecast components showing what the stock trend is over the weekly, over the yearly period. So it does show that trend, what's happening. Right in 2019, 2020, it had that breakout for Tesla. Similarly, you have other stocks like the Amazon, and it does, the moment you select what stock you're running, then does the machine learning back in the background. Similarly, it does show that upward trend for Amazon as well, going up all the way till close to 5,000 next year. Similarly, it does give the trends. Now let's see how we can build this. Now this is using machine learning. These are not actual values, and anything could happen, so don't take this as financial advice. Now come down to in the link in the description, you will have this Colab link that will allow you to open up and log into the stock prediction forecast. You can change it to your own account and then log in directly. I'll maximize a little bit for you, and I'll show you how I have this currently running. Let me go ahead and close this. So this is the application that is running in the background that we saw just now. And we'll see how we can do this in our own way. We close everything and go back fresh, how it would be when you run. So you're basically first running this, and for this purpose, we're using Facebook Profit, and Facebook Profit is nothing but a machine learning data science model that is designed for some sort of stock prediction and other data analysis. So we are going to be using the power of the Facebook Profit in our purpose. Similarly, you have Yahoo Finance, which does allow us to download some historical data for all these stocks that we are interested in. Similarly, you have Plotly, which helps us in plotting, and we are just installing these three libraries that we need. This web app is running. Now it shows that there is an error because we switched off the app. This whole web app is hosted by Streamlit. Streamlit allows us to run Python application and make web development, web apps using it, making it very easy for us. It's something similar to on the lines of Flask. Now, coming down here, or even Django. This is the application that we are running. We're using Streamlit as ST. We're using date and time just so that we can tell the application from what day to what day you're trying to predict. You're using Yahoo Finance to download. You're using Facebook Profit or FP Profit as Profit to help us with the machine learning. And then you have Plotly for plotting the graphs that we are viewing here, basically. The first step is, now you want to specify what date you want for the machine learning model to train. Now, as much as the date you can provide would be good. In our case, we are providing data as old as 2015, January 2015. And then you're also specifying that today's date is so and so. So back from 2015 to today's date, it'll take all that data, consider all that data, and then use machine learning to predict the next upcoming data. Similarly, you have now you're starting the web app. Now you're explaining what the web app should be. Now this is creating the user interface. So you're first creating the stock title, the title of the web app, which is stock forecast app, which is right here, stock forecast app. Now you're also allowing the user to select what kind of what stickers or what stocks that you are interested in. Now here we have Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. Similarly, you can choose your own stocks. Similarly, you can go into whatever companies that you are interested in. Just replace the ticker symbol with whatever ticker symbol that you are interested in. But make sure whatever stock that you are interested in, it has at least data going back to 2015, 2014. So as much as old company it is, it will be better because it has more data that can be used for machine learning. The next thing is it does allow us to select whatever stock you are interested in, and we are predicting the next. So this is where you're selecting how many years that it should forecast in the future. In our case, we're just giving 1 year. So you can specify how many years you want, but I've noticed beyond 1 year, then the data gets hazy. It's not able to give out the exact value. But you can select 1 year, and this allows us to give us daily 365 days. So it allows us to give us a daily prediction of the price in the upcoming future dates. Here, the next function here, it allows us to load the data from whatever stock that you are selecting here, the ticker, the start and today's date. It selects, it goes to Yahoo Finance and then downloads all that data for that particular stock and then stores it into this data folder. Now you're also, once we have all that loaded data selected, it just gives out that text stating that yes, the data is selected and it's all ready, this particular line, and it allows us to go ahead and download all that data for us. Now here is where this whole section over here, I mean, it's a simple application, not even 50 lines of code. You're just specifying that what we are, until now we selected the stock, we selected the amount of data that we needed. Now you're starting to prepare for the machine learning model. So you're specifying that, okay, this is the data which is, you're going to be using the training data from 2015 till today, and then you're using the Facebook Profits machine learning model to fit or model fit or train using that old data that we have. Once we have the data available, the model trains the data, and then it's now ready to give us the future forecast. Since we are running it on Colab, it happens very fast, and it's not even a few seconds, and the data is available for us. Once we're done with that, we're just making the future forecast. It's using the prediction value for the forecast and using the period. So you're specifying all the periods that we want. And in our case, we selected 365, so 1 year, and it will basically go through all that data for us and then predict the value of the stock for the next 365 days. Once we have everything, we are just using Plotly to plot all those graphs, to plot the future components. Similarly, you have the components, which gives out the weekly trends and all that good stuff going on. This is how all those application that happens, and we'll see how we can then simply run this. So once you're here, once you're here, just run this thing, then run this particular section. It will create an app.py file here, and then we'll use Streamlit to run this app.py file, which will basically be a web app for us. So we're done with that, this second part. And the third part is installing Streamlit. So just run the cell or press the play button here, and it will download and install Streamlit for us. The next step is we are using ngrok, and the reason we are using ngrok is because we are using Streamlit in the Colab environment. Normally, Streamlit allows us to run without Colab or just directly on a command prompt. But in this case, since we're using on a Colab, to access the outside terminal, we are using the ngrok version. So we just press play and it'll download ngrok for us. And you can see that it's asking me to whether to replace ngrok because I had already installed it on this Colab. So I'm just pressing yes, and it will replace the ngrok here. You can see that it just downloaded the zip file that we have. Now, once we have downloaded the zip file, you can come here and then press play. Now, this is one of the most important steps. Sometimes if you click and it'll give you this error saying that the index is out of range, don't worry, just go ahead and replay this whole button, and it will now generate this link for us. Now, this link is very important, and this is where the whole Streamlit application will be hosted. I'll first go ahead and close this particular the original file that we had, and then we will have this thing. But we have the ngrok link generated for us, but we also need to run Streamlit so that Streamlit can then run the app on this particular link. So the next step is once you have this thing, once the ngrok link is generated for us, the next step is to run the app.py file for Streamlit. Now notice Streamlit does give us this network URL and the external URL, which normally Streamlit is designed to do, but these two links will not be working because they are within the Colab environment. And for that purpose, go back to your ngrok this particular link. Instead of opening these two links, open this link, and it will open up the Streamlit environment for us. Since Apple is the first stock that we had in our section, it will show Apple's trend and it will give us the Apple forecast components. Similarly, then you can go back and choose whatever stock you are interested in. So yeah, it's just a neat application, giving us an example of machine learning and also introducing us to some of the web application developments. And we'll build upon this in the future, and we'll try to make more interesting projects using the knowledge that we gathered in this video. Yeah, just want to share this with you. I do want to give a shout out to these two applications. So Python Engineer, this is a collab, this is a GitHub repository. I believe the gentleman also has a YouTube channel with the same name, Python Engineer, and this is where we use the stock prediction application. I believe the original author for this particular, I mean, we don't know the original author to be honest, but this is the gentleman who had initially written the code, and then we are just using some of this applications from there. So yeah, I'll leave a link for both their repositories in the description for you to visit and look into their other projects as well. They are very interesting, and this is our application. Okay. With that, you guys take care, stay safe, bye bye.